Clear Lake City Council of Monday, October 17th, 2022 shall come to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Motion to approve the agenda, please.
So moved.
Moved by Dana, seconded by Mike, that we approve the agenda. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. To the consent agenda, you have a copy of the minutes of October 3rd, 2022. We have Resolution 2275, a resolution adjusting the base compensation of the city administrator of the City of Clear Lake, and we have approval of the bills and claims, of which you also have a copy. We have no licenses and permits this evening. Motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Gary, seconded by Mark, that we approve Resolution 2275. We have a roll call, and we also have approval of the consent agenda at the same time. Roll call. Mark?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Bennett?
Yes.
And Dana?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Now is the time and place for any citizen in the audience who wishes to address the council on any issue or concern that is not on the agenda. Please approach the podium, state your name first and last, and give your address so the clerk can properly enter it in the minutes. This is not a discussion time nor a question and answer time, and you have 3 to 5 minutes. None appearing, we'll move on to unfinished business. 5A, rezoning proposal 2605 South Shore Drive. And this is on the second reading. Entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 873, an ordinance amending the official zoning map of the City of Clear Lake, Iowa to rezone certain property from RS5, low-density single-family residential, to RS8, medium-density single-family residential. Motion, please, on the second reading.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Gary, seconded by Mike, that we approve ordinance number 873 on the second reading. Is there any discussion? Roll call. Mike?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Bennett?
Yes.
Dana?
Yes.
And Mark?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0, and ordinance number 873 is approved on the second of 3 readings. 5B, floodplain ordinance amendment. Entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 874 on the second of 3 readings. This is an ordinance amending the floodplain ordinance of the City of Clear Lake, Iowa. Motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Dana, seconded by Mark, that we approve ordinance number 874. Is there any discussion? Roll call. Gary?
Yes.
Bennett?
Yes.
Dana?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
And Mike?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Ordinance number 874 is passed on the second of 3 readings. 6A, new business, Main Avenue Street Reconstruction and Bike Lane Extension Project. Project update, review of pay estimate number 4. Mr. Petersburg, Veenstra and Kim. Welcome, Jason.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. I'll start with a project update. Wicks Construction is the prime contractor on the Main Avenue Street Reconstruction Project. Work right now is still proceeding slightly ahead of schedule. 4 of the 6 blocks of the paving is complete from 10th to 14th, and Wicks has been working on the intersection hand pours, but with the cold start to this week, they're just working on form work. They're not actually pouring any concrete today or tomorrow. As far as utility work goes, all the sanitary sewer main has been installed. There's only about 20 feet of water main remaining to be installed in the intersection of 8th Street, but that'll have to wait until after the patching gets done and we can move traffic to the other half of the road. There's 1 block of storm sewer work and 1 block of water and sewer services remaining. So if everything continues to proceed on the current pace, we're looking at having all utility work wrapped up in 2 weeks or about the last of October. So right now, Wicks is looking at the week of November 7th, they'd be able to get in there and finish the concrete paving work if the schedule holds. So the rest of this week, McKinnis will be backfilling the curb on the 4 blocks that have been paved, and they're going to go ahead and gravel those driveways in, get people back into their homes, and then they'll just tear the temporary gravel out. before they pour the concrete there. So they would like to get the driveways poured permanently yet this year, but we'll see how good the weather in November treats us. The green sheets in your packets is pay estimate 4 to Wicks Construction. This pay estimate is for the work completed in September, primarily utility work and grading work. The paving work itself started in October, so that'll be on your next pay estimate. Net amount due to Wicks Construction for this pay estimate is $331,422.87. The white pages following the pay estimate include some easement information for some sidewalk work in the northeast corner of the intersection of 8th and Main. The original Main Avenue plans did not include an upgraded sidewalk ramp crossing 8th Street itself. Through some recent conversations with Cutting Edge Fitness, the Lake Lifestyles Rentals business there, they'd like to make some adjustments to the driveways that are being put back in as part of this project. And they will also give the city or grant the city an easement to make some sidewalk improvements and improve the accessibility there in that corner. So Cutting Edge will receive the 2 smaller drives in lieu of the 1 larger driveway and a storm sewer stub that'll drain the future paving on the east side of their building and as well as their roof drains. Cutting Edge will grant the city a sidewalk easement to allow for these sidewalk ramps to be installed. Also, we'll be able to put in some more green space in this corner to clean it up a little bit. So tonight's ask is for the council's approval on the easement agreements. There's 2 easement agreements, one a permanent for the municipal sidewalk, and the second easement agreement is a temporary easement for doing the grading work and dirt work beyond the limits of the new sidewalk and beyond the limits of the permanent easement there.
You mentioned, Jason, also the drive approaches on 8th.
As part of this agreement to add these 2 driveways, or add the 1 driveway onto Main Avenue, they do plan or have lined up a contractor. They're gonna remove both driveway approaches onto 8th Street. Saw cut out the curb there, pour in a full curb and gutter section, and then also make some sidewalk upgrades along their private property there as well.
Any other questions, comments for Jason, council?
This is everything just on the north side of Maine, right?
Correct, all
Yeah.
this is.
So basically, the big, long approach that the old filling station had is going to disappear and
Correct.
be replaced by a more normal look and a smaller driveway.
Goober will still be at the filling station, though, if you want to stop in, so.
Is that the dog?
No, Goober.
Oh, I don't know the Gruber. I remember the dog that used to hang out there, though.
Oh, no, Andy Griffin's Mayberry. Filling station. Goober is the attendant.
No, at first he wasn't. That was Gomer.
Gomer and Goober were cousins.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad you're so well versed in the important history. You threw me because I usually talk about Clear Lake history, not Mayberry.
They're one and the same.
Of course, yeah, I didn't grow up in southwest Iowa, so that explains a lot.
Any other questions? Thanks, Jason. Therefore, I entertain a motion to approve pay estimate number 4 with regard to the Main Avenue Street reconstruction and bike lane extension project in the amount of $331,422.87 to Wicks Construction, Decorah, Iowa. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Gary, seconded by Dana, that we approve pay estimate number 4. Is there any discussion?
Just one final comment about the property, just to educate Scott. The guy that originally ran that station was a man named Bert Dowden. And Bert was the official forester for Clear Lake, Iowa.
Yeah,
So-
what time frame was that?
25, 30 years ago.
Is there any other pertinent discussion? None appearing. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. And now we have a motion to approve the easement agreement for the sidewalk at 2nd North 8th Street. Motion to that, please.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Bennett, seconded by Mark, that we approve the easement agreement for the sidewalk at number 2 North 8th Street. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Thank you. 6B, Emerald Edge Subdivision Upgraded Street Light Project. Intro, Mr. Flory. Welcome, Scott.
To continue on with that dialogue on the filling station, I have to give Stacy some grief because she's the only other person I've heard mention filling station. I asked her, I said, where'd you grow up, Mayberry? So when you mentioned filling station, I had to jump on. Thank you, Mayor, Council. In the packet, as the Mayor indicated, item 6B, I've got a number of items here related to this Emerald Edge Street Lighting Upgrade Project. The first pink sheet in your packet is a tentative schedule that we've roughed out with Jason Petersburg, the project consultant on this. Kind of go through that. Kind of the key milestones, we anticipate the bid letting to happen on November 16th. Then at your meeting on November 21st, you'd have the public hearing on the plan specification, form of contract, and estimate of costs, and consider an awarded contract at that same meeting on November 21st. Then come back on your December 5th council meeting and approve the contract and bonds. So we anticipate construction on this not starting until probably March of next year and then concluding prior to May. Also anticipate that we would publish the public hearing notice in the newspaper on November 10th. On the back side of that pink sheet is a cost estimate that Jason put together indicating the estimated construction cost for this project is $111,224. You remember this is one that we're certifying to the county for TIF collection. So last time we updated our Consolidated Urban Renewal Area Plan. We included this project as an amendment to that plan as an eligible project. Would note that is very similar to a partnership that we had on Courtway Park with the developer on that. Unfortunately, the costs have gone up significantly from when we did that project, and Jason could talk about that a little bit more, but in particular, the PVC pipe material and the wiring and cabinet controller and all those things, just a reflection of the economic times that we're in, but the costs on those have risen dramatically since that time. The gray sheet following that is the resolution under consideration for tonight's council meeting, again setting the date for the public hearing on the project for November 21st and the bid letting at 11 a.m. here at City Hall for the project. The neon sheet, I guess, was that color following that, yellow there, is the notice of the public hearing that will be published in the newspaper. The blue sheet is a notice to bidders that we post in the plan rooms and on the city's website. And then continuing on is just a picture of the light fixture style that we've selected. We worked with the developer to determine what kind of light fixture we wanted here. This is an actual picture of one that's over by the mall in Mason City, so it's the fixture that they've used around their mall. So it's kind of a hybrid cross between our normal decorative street light fixtures and the ones that we've used on Main Avenue and North 32nd Street. So. And then last but not least is just a lighting plan identifying there'll be 9 fixtures. The red dots identify the proposed locations of those. I think Jason's got those spaced out about every 300 feet or so there. So you can see in the project we've got nine light fixtures. Just in the way of a reminder, we approved the development agreement with Sukup Ag LLC last December that outlined a number of projects that we were going to participate in related to the Emerald Edge subdivision. And this, of course, the upgraded street lighting was one of those. So we did then follow up with Veenstrom Kim, an engineering services agreement at the June 20th, 2022 council meeting to contract with them for preparation of the plans and specs, bid letting services, and then construction, administration, and observation services. So I don't have anything further, and Jason's going to review the preliminary plans and specs with you, unless anybody has any questions for me. Yeah.
One that jumps out at me. Will there not be an entrance to this development off 20th Street?
There will be, it'll be a driveway to Hy-Vee
Okay,
into the gas station area.
all right, all right. But that will not connect with the rest of these roads, or will it?
You'll be able to, I guess if you probably don't recall the site plan for the Fast and Fresh gas station. You could there's a driveway approach from the Fast and Fresh that ties on to Jade Avenue, or Jade Street, which is the north-south. So through driveways, you'll be able to get there, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
That-
So the east-west street, which is Hunter Avenue, it connects into the parking lot for Hy-Vee. So, yeah, you'll be able to get through, but you go through a parking lot, basically.
It seemed a little counterintuitive when you think about 20th Street having the stoplight protection.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Yep.
just another observation by an old guy.
Any other questions, comments, council? Thank you, Scott. Review of preliminary plans and specs, Mr. Petersburg. Welcome again.
Quick review of the plans. Scott covered a lot of the other key items. This light fixture is a little different fixture than we've used here in the past. The pole itself is similar to the poles on North Shore Drive, only taller and a little bigger around. And then the top, the arm, and the light fixture itself is similar to what we've installed on like Main Avenue or Courtway or out in, along North 32nd Street. So the pole's 22 feet tall, the arm on top is 6 feet, so the mounting height will be 28 feet. Courtway and 32nd Street, the mounting height is 30 feet there, so very, very similar.
Should also, I failed to mention, Jason, but the lead time on this pole was much more favorable than others that we considered.
The lead time on the pole at Courtway, which is just the smooth tapered aluminum, was 26 or 28 weeks. The lead time on this SiteLink decorative pole is 4 to 6 weeks. But when I say that, the top, the arm itself does have a longer lead time on that. They're hoping they can shorten it up, but they did start with 26 weeks, but they said that's worst case scenario. They should be able to get that in a little faster since it's just the arm. The new light fixtures, there's 9 of them, the red dots there. They'll be installed 8 feet behind the curb, same thing we did on the east side of the interstate. 2 new lights along 14th Street, 5 along the north side of Hunter Place. We put the lights on the north side. There's water main on the south side, so we put the lights along the north side. Also put those right behind storm sewer intakes. Our thought was if somebody goes to build a drive there in the future to a future lot, they're likely gonna try and go around the storm sewer intakes, so then they'd also go around the lights. So we reserved plenty of open curb space there for future driveways, future development. Then there's 2 lights along Jade Street, one on the north end and then one on the south end at the intersection with the highway. Power for the street lights, there will be a new control panel installed at the southeast corner of the intersection of 14th Street and Hunter Place. The Alliance putting a transformer in there that'll have single phase available, so it'll just be a short stretch of wire to get to the new control panel. We did, during the design on this, consider adding some spare conduits to try and serve Jade Street further north in the future if that does continue to extend. But just because of the current pricing, we ended up not putting that in. It was a pretty big expense just to put an extra conduit for maybe sometime in the future. There's plenty of right-of-way, plenty of real estate here, so if there is a need in the future, an additional conduit could be added at that time. Regarding the cost estimate, it is higher than we anticipated. Conduit prices are probably triple what they were here a couple of years ago because of PVC. Wire, copper, still extremely high, and then the control panels are also more expensive, and their availability has been an issue there as well. I haven't checked into the availability on this control panel, but schedule-wise, we're looking at bidding this now for construction in the spring. Hopefully address all these availability issues by allowing the lead time to be addressed with the winter conditions, and then the contractors can start up right away in the spring and get this work done. Any questions?
Council, any questions for Jason? Therefore, I entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2276, a resolution setting the date for a hearing on planned specs form of contract, which shall be 6 PM, November 21st, at a regular meeting here, and the bid letting, which shall be at 11 AM on November 16th, 2022, here at City Hall. Motion, please.
So offered.
Second.
Moved by Mike, seconded by Mark, that we approve Resolution 2276. Is there any discussion? Roll call. Bennett?
Yes.
Dana?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
And Gary?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Resolution 2276 is duly adopted. Chief? Council, any questions, comments? I see we're, with regard to golf carts and UTVs, we're up to 576 total.
How much?
576, you add the two together
Oh,
in the report that you have in your packet. Under active cases, we total for the year, 9 months, we've got 108, and 31 closed. That's kind of the norm, I assume, for,
Some of them go suspended, which means we go back to them if we have more leads to go on, but that's how we kind of classify that.
okay. All right. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, thanks, Chief. Public Works, Jeremy Kornberg. Council, any questions? Large item pickup went well?
Yeah, I think so. No real hiccups. We're finally getting rid of, you say it now, and then I'll show up at the really large 70s TVs that are, 400 pounds, but, yeah, the TVs were down this year quite a bit, but appliances were about average, and garbage was about normal, so large item.
It's a great service that we offer our
Yeah,
citizens.
it's 3 full days for the large item, and then a few things on Thursday morning, and all the appliances Thursday, so.
Thanks, and the work that you guys do on that. Under Mayor's report, one very important thing is that Wednesday, October 19th, will be our local Chamber of Commerce Day. And in so doing, our chamber, as well as other chambers, I'm sure, encourage their residents to certainly learn more about our chamber, its impact, and also supporting our local businesses. We have a quick proclamation here, which states, whereas chambers of commerce strive to address the community's top challenges and greatest opportunities through bold leadership and innovative problem solving, and whereas chambers of commerce foster stronger, more vibrant communities by advocating for priorities to promote economic prosperity, boost quality of life, and create access to meaningful employment and opportunity for all residents. Whereas chambers of commerce are champions of communities, serving as trusted resource for businesses, residents, and other stakeholders, and whereas chambers of commerce create catalytic community partnerships to build resilient economies and promote community-wide prosperity. And whereas the Clear Lake Area Chamber of Commerce serves over 460 members, hosts 17 community events, and draws tens of thousands to visit Clear Lake, Iowa every year. Therefore, I, as Mayor of Clear Lake, Iowa, do hereby proclaim October 19th, 2022 as Support Your Local Chamber of Commerce Day. And Stacy that is with us tonight, CEO, and we certainly do appreciate our Chamber of Commerce and what you do down there and the impact on our community. Very positive. Thanks. A couple of other things here. I believe Dana and Bennett, unless I missed someone else, and I last night were at the One Vision documentary at the Surf, and Mark Dodd certainly was at the helm on that one and did a wonderful job. I would guess there were, 300 to 350 people there. And they had producers who were formerly employed, I think formerly employed by ABC, who have put forth, shall we say, a document with regard to inclusion, primarily in this case with young people, in a movie called In a Different Key. It lasted about 1 hour and 40 minutes and was very, very good. And there was a question and answer time at the end. These are very professional people who have actually been up front, so to speak, and I believe his wife was also behind the scenes as well. So they know very much about producing and being in front, but they themselves have a child that certainly takes advantage of inclusive or inclusion within their particular community and surrounding community. You know, very timely, as we on Friday morning, I believe, we did the Everyone Plays Inclusive Park and Playground groundbreaking with the help of our chamber out at the South 15th location. Well attended, well attended. Very cold, to say the least. But, you know, what an opportunity we have to, my word here, repurpose that whole area from where the park and rec shed used to be, to where the hog buying station used to be, to where the Penalty livestock area sales barn used to be, to the old county garages, to the Clear Lake County garages. And we mentioned there, look what you have around you now and what's going to be there. A very, I thought, great occasion to focus on that particular area. And the fact of the matter is, a wonderful park and playground will be going in there and will appear, hopefully, by a year from now, if not sooner. So well done, everyone who was there in addition. Also, over the weekend, this was a full weekend. Don't tell me there's nothing to do in Clear Lake on a weekend, but Central Gardens, I believe that was Saturday, had the Pumpkin Palooza, if I have that right, and that was attended. I talked to Doug Marty, who was walking around there. I believe he's on one of the boards there. They counted at that time, and I didn't get there towards the end, but there were 750 people already there at that point in time. A wonderful intergenerational occasion. Pumpkins all over the place. So when it got a little darker, they lit the pumpkins that the young people and the adults had carved throughout the day. It was a great event. I was a little bit reluctant to go there, but I'm glad I did because it was an eye-opener, and well done, Central Gardens, to be sure. And there was the wonderful surf. I didn't go to that one. That would have been interesting, but I think Friday night, that was a sold-out concert, country, Brett Young, do I have that right? And well attended. I saw the lines coming in there. They extended all the way down the street. So a great weekend for Clear Lake. Mr. City Administrator, do you have anything?
Just going to tell you quickly that we've received the first draft of the preliminary plat for the 2605 South Shore Drive housing development project. So anticipate that going to planning and zoning here at the end of the month, and then back to the council at your first meeting in November. So positive to see that moving forward quickly.
Good things, good things.
I'd just say, the mayor mentioned the South 15th Street, everybody plays playground park project, and I just want to again congratulate everybody up here. Without your leadership and stewardship, that doesn't happen. And so I don't think you get enough credit, so congratulations.
Thanks. Anything else, council? Meeting adjourned.